recording in Ultra HD will be saved in internal storage. I wanted to talk about something else, but seeing the stupid message on the screen threw me off. Why do I even have a micro SD card on this stupid thing if I can't save the video directly onto the micro SD card? I have the fastest micro SD card money can buy, and I still can't save 4K video on it. This doesn't make any sense. How does this work with a dedicated high frame rate 4K camera? You put a micro SD card into a dedicated camera, and then it can't save it directly to the micro SD card. I'm drooling. There's a number of things that I wanted to talk about. This is gonna be the longest busy video I've made yet. But there's so much to talk about. I'm gonna make the first 10 minutes of this video just talking about how busy I am and how long this video is, because instead of just getting to the damn point, I'm gonna keep blabbering on about bullshit. I'm so dangerously close to getting out of the desert. I'm leaving in a few days, and I'll be sure to document my busy journey across America. And I'm not gonna be able to upload the videos until I get to my destination, so you probably won't see any videos for probably a couple days or however long that I'm traveling for. But I'll be sure the first thing that I'm gonna do when I get to my destination and I have access to a computer again, I'm gonna upload all these videos of my busy journey. I gotta piss, hold on a minute. Okay, I'm back. Whee. I forgot what I was gonna talk about. I'll get back to you when I remembered what I was gonna talk about.
Is that where you're from?
No, but really, man, I am ready to leave. The only thing that's left to do. This is probably the video that Nathan needs to watch on the TV while he's spazzing out and saying hi, folks, over and over, and his girlfriend is struggling to keep a straight face. I got one thing to do on my checklist, and that's change the damn oil. And I figure the later I change it, the better. Because, well, I'm gonna be driving 1,000 miles and more. There's a classic song that perfectly describes this moment. I drive 1,000 miles just to see you. What is that, from Miley Cyrus or something? Or I don't remember. I am literally driving 1,000 miles to see you. So gay. Yeah, I'm gonna change the oil. I'm due for an oil change on this damn car anyway. I'm gonna wait until probably the day that I'm actually leaving or the day before. I don't know yet. I'll probably do it the day before I leave. But there's just so much going on, man. So much going on. There's one weird thing that's happened on YouTube. It was kind of weird. Okay, the daily upload limit is kind of weird. Like, one day it let me upload 15 videos until I said daily upload limit reached. But then there was this one time where I uploaded 50 videos at once before it said daily upload limit reached. And then the next day, again, it said 15 videos, and now I can't upload more for another 24 hours. Hi, Popo. So the whole YouTube thing is kind of wonky. It's confusing. You know, not to mention all the other problems that I keep having on YouTube. Like, YouTube is just really slow in general. Why is there so much traffic in a neighborhood? It's 11 at night on a weekday. Give me a break. Why can't I vlog in peace? This is another reason why I can't wait to get out of here. There's too many damn people. Fuck. Like, it is impossible unless you go like 100 miles away out into the woods. It's impossible to get away from people. There's too many people. a couple of years ago, I wanted to move further west to get away from this crowdedness. It doesn't seem to matter. It's incredibly crowded anyway. There's people everywhere. Oh, it just keeps getting more and more packed in this state. I can't wait to move to the new state that has less than half the population of this state. Damn it. There's a new toothpaste flavor that I wanted to try that I was just gonna make as my primary toothpaste for a while. I want to find that NHA toothpaste already. There's two of them. I found one in a tablet form and I found one in a regular toothpaste form. I don't really care which one I get. I figure I get the tablet form first because I can only find them online. And with the regular toothpaste version, it's like an extra $7 compared to, it used to be like $10 in the store, and I'm guessing they don't have it in the store anymore because I found that NHA toothpaste in one grocery store, and I don't think it has it anymore. At least I haven't checked recently. I want to check my other grocery store to see if they have it again. It was like $10 now online. Everywhere I look, it's like $17. So it's basically like an extra couple dollars, or it's probably $5. I think it's $12 online, but it's usually like $17 because they sneak the little shipping into it. I'm not gonna pay $5 for shipping for a damn thing of toothpaste. So since apparently those toothpaste tablets have free shipping and they're the normal price, because the high quality toothpaste tablets that I saw in the store were $10, but they didn't have NHA in it, which is the remineralization ingredient that I want to try so bad, that is like, it's amazing. I want to try it. But the toothpaste tablets I found in one of the grocery stores that didn't have it was like $10. And this one that I found that has NHA in it, it's a different type of toothpaste tablet. It's a different brand, but it has NHA in it. Now, this brand has the same toothpaste tablet with NHA and without. And the one without is the same $10. The one with is an extra $3. So it's an extra $3 to have the NHA ingredient in it. I mean, that's $3. Damn, I could buy a whole nother tube of toothpaste for that money. But whatever. Like, it's apparently, like, I want to try it before I can say anything. But it just sounds like the future of fighting cavities and strengthening teeth and getting rid of tooth sensitivity and all that. That's why I want to try it so bad. But like I said in previous videos, I haven't finished my old toothpaste crap yet. I still got my other toothpaste tablets, and I have a couple other tubes of toothpaste that I still have like a third of the tube left, or maybe close to half of it left. I want to finish that. I really don't feel like having a million things of toothpaste. I only want to have one, maybe two at most. There's still some other toothpaste I want to try too. Even though, well, let's see which one. Oh yeah, there's the Hey Humans. I want to try that. It's exclusively at this one store called Target. For the people that aren't in America and you don't have Target, Target is just another grocery store. So, we finally saw it. We saw it in action, and the president was driving it. The F-150 Lightning. We're finally gonna see it. They're gonna unveil it in a day. We're finally gonna see it. The fully electric F-150. And the thing that's so cool about electric cars is that they're so futuristic, they're so awesome, they're so fast, and they get pretty good range too. Because normally with like stuff that runs on batteries, it always gets crappy battery and it takes all damn day to recharge it. But with these electric cars, if you get the supercharger with the car, like, you can obviously have the supercharger included. Like, you would be a dumbass not to get the supercharger with any electric car that you get. Like, it doesn't really cost that much more. But these electric cars aren't really any more expensive than their regular gas versions. This is big news, because now that we're gonna finally have first fully electric F-150. This just means that we're gonna have more and more electric cars. They're becoming more and more common. And not that they're super expensive as it is, but the more electric cars that we have rolling out, the more people that have them, the more affordable they're gonna be over time. Not to mention, I'm looking forward to this battery technology improving over time, because right now, I feel like we're getting pretty close to our limit as far as what we can do with lithium-ion battery technology. I feel like we're approaching our limit. It's about time for a new kind of battery technology, and I've heard a number of different potential battery technologies that we may see in the near future. Maybe in the next 2 or 3 years, we may start seeing the first solid state battery being utilized in something, or the first graphene battery. I'm not really sure which one is better. They're both a lot better than lithium ion because they can handle heat a lot better. They're more compact. They can hold a charge a lot longer, and they can recharge way quicker. Like with solid state batteries, for example. You can recharge a solid state battery from dead to 80% in like 10 minutes. Video. Got any of them pixels?
You got any of them pixels? Damn, Daniel!
Bro, this weather is orgasmic. I don't know why. It just is. Like, I feel a little bit sweaty under the pity titties. I feel a little bit sweaty. But that's because I don't use antiperspirant anymore. Of course I'm gonna sweat under the pits. I gotta fart. I don't even know where I'm going as usual. So I'm just wandering around aimlessly. I'm just wandering around mindlessly. Because, well, why not? Why wouldn't I wander around mindlessly? I'm not gonna be here in a few days. Good riddance. I wanna go somewhere new so I can talk about the story about when I was in the woods. My supply of syrup was so incredibly low. Folks. Have you tried Kirk soap? There's only like 4 ingredients in it. I'm kicking my ass. Snapchat is so pointless. Seriously. Grab your butt cheeks and pull out my wig. Bash it. Well, really, I might as well just start over. If I get interrupted one more time, I'm gonna fucking scream. Can't control my bowel movements, damn it. Fireball is disgusting. I don't even think it's gluten-free either. So let's recap everything that's happening. I'm getting really close to finally getting out of here. The only major thing that's left is to change the oil on the car because there's no way that I'm gonna make it. I'm still questioning if I'm gonna make it as it is, but I gotta get new oil because right now I gotta change the oil. It's already due for an oil change anyway. So this is the perfect time to do it, and I gotta do it in the next couple days. I gotta do it. I'm gonna do it. In other news, I talked about this already, but I'm going to talk about it again because I can finally think. I can finally have some peace and quiet without annoying people going back and forth every 5 seconds. We're finally seeing the fully electric F-150. Fully electric. It's so exciting seeing more and more electric cars because they're getting cheaper and cheaper. They're getting easier and easier to get a hold of. So that means that we're slowly but surely transitioning to a fully electric world. There's gonna be electric cars everywhere, and then the big thing that we're gonna have to work on after that is having renewable energy. because burning fossil fuels or whatever we do to generate power just isn't ideal for a long-term solution. We have to focus on 100% renewable energy. There's so many ways we can do that, but first we have to transition one thing at a time. So we're gonna have to transition to fully electric cars everywhere. It's already been decided that they're gonna ban gas-powered cars in the next 10 or 15 years. I know in some parts of Europe, I don't remember where, I think in France and some other parts of Europe, they're planning on outlawing gas-powered cars in the next 10 years. And eventually we're gonna do that here. I think California is gonna try to do that soon too. In the next 10 years, they're gonna try to fully transition to all electric, and they're gonna basically not allow dealerships to sell gas-powered cars anymore. As far as brand new cars are concerned, they're gonna make it so dealerships can only sell brand new electric cars. And I think hybrids, I'm not sure about hybrids. I think it's just hybrids and electric cars. Those are the only new cars. So they're basically outlawing manufacturing of gas-powered cars. I forgot about the details, that's just what I heard. So it's happening, the future is now. I've said this in the past. It makes no sense because the future is now in the past, but we are living in the future. We're gonna see a future really soon, folks. A fully electric future that's all advanced and sci-fi looking. Have you seen some of these electric cars? They are incredible. They look like something from a sci-fi movie. The outside of the car just looks like any regular car. It's aerodynamic, it looks modern, sleek, whatever. It just looks like how most gas-powered cars look in this day and age. But the inside of these electric cars, this is where things get amazing. It's awesome. The inside of these electric cars are all just super sleek and futuristic looking. There's touch screens everywhere. It's all digital. And that's the cool thing. Even though, since all these fully electric cars are obviously fully electric, there's probably going to be more electrical problems. But the thing is, with these electric things, electric cars are like a giant piece of tech. It's like a giant smartphone. So if there's something wrong with it, unlike with conventional gas-powered cars, with these fully electric cars, everything is all electric, obviously. So all the mechanic has to do is just plug something into the car, and it'll tell you anything that's wrong with it. Oh, one of the windows isn't rolling down. It'll tell you exactly why the window isn't rolling down. There's a the motor is burnt out, or something's stuck. That's what I'm talking about. It's simplified. Electrical problems are really common, so whatever. I mean, this is just how everything is in general. Cars in general, they're gonna have mechanical problems. That's common with any vehicle. It doesn't matter if it's gas or electric. You're gonna have these common problems, and that's why you have to upkeep with the maintenance. Because with gas-powered cars, it's the same damn thing. With this and that is gonna go out. You're gonna have to replace the spark plugs. There's gonna be faulty wiring that needs to be replaced. Motors are gonna burn out. You're gonna have to. Electric cars are the same thing. Except instead of dealing with mechanical problems with a gas car, you have to deal with it with an electric car. But at the end of the day, at least in my opinion, I feel like electric cars are going to be equal to or less maintenance of a gas-powered car. And either way, the maintenance is a lot more simple. With electric cars, for the most part, there's no maintenance. The only thing that you're gonna have to change on an electric car, every couple of years, would be the tires. Obviously, you're gonna have to get new tires every so often, and maybe if you're maybe you'll have to get new brakes. Maybe. I say maybe because electric cars utilize regenerative braking, whereas basically, I've experienced this myself with the past couple electric cars I've driven, but most good quality electric cars have regenerative braking, and some of them even have options if you want it to be aggressive braking or standard braking. I always have it on aggressive so you can regenerate the most battery possible. So basically, if you drive one of these and you utilize the regenerative braking and you have it on the most aggressive you have it on the most aggressive option, every time you take your foot off the accelerator pedal, it slows down. It uses the motors to slow down the car, and it regenerates some of the battery. Back when I was driving a Chevy Bolt, back like a year or two ago, I had a Chevy Bolt, and it was the most futuristic thing ever. Like, this is Chevy. Give me a break. It's not even like top of the line. It's just an average electric car. It was so futuristic. I loved it. Touch screens everywhere. Everything was so sleek. Everything was just amazing and futuristic. And my most favorite part about that car, just electric cars in general, is that when you stomp on the accelerator pedal and it just takes off, like, it's instant torque. It just like jolts your head back, and it sounds amazing. Like, it just sounds all futuristic. It sounds like something from like a Marvel movie, like the sounds it make. It's really quiet, but when you like really stomp on the accelerator pedal and you just start to go like instantly, like the sound that it makes, it just sounds like it's from a sci-fi movie. I'm not kidding. Like, I want an electric car so bad, but it just isn't practical to have one yet, because I plan on getting another electric car. The reason why I took the first one back is because like dealership ripped me off. I wanted a used electric car because you can get, like, electric cars don't hold their value for shit. They're about on par with smartphones. Like, you get a brand new electric car for like $40,000. Literally the next day, when it transitions from new to used, that $40,000 value immediately goes down to like $25,000 to $30,000. Literally just driving it off the lot. This applies to brand new vehicles in general. But with electric cars, they don't hold their value at all. Not nearly as much as gas-powered cars. So that's why, like, I didn't want to get a brand new electric car. I don't want a brand new vehicle in general. It's the biggest waste of money ever. Like, let all these other people buy a brand new electric car or brand new vehicle and throw all that extra money away. It's pointless. I would rather get one that's 1 year old instead and save like $10,000 to $20,000. Seriously. So that's what I wanted to do. Like, that's how I got stuck with a brand new Chevy Bolt, because I went to the dealership knowing what I wanted. I wanted a used electric car. I wanted to look at the used Chevy Bolt. Next thing I know, they already have all my information, and I'm stuck with a brand new car because they don't care. It's like all they want to do is make a sale, and they'll do anything it takes to make that happen. Even if I'm not happy, they don't care. That's why I ended up with something I didn't want. You know, because clearly I can't afford a $1,000 a month payment on a brand new electric car. Like, screw that. My budget was like around $300 to $400 a month at the time. Give me a break. And they weren't willing to work with me. Like, the most that they were willing to do is take the electric car back and let me trade it in for a brand new car. So my only option was to trade it in and get the cheapest brand new car that they had, which was the Chevy Spark. That was only like $20,000. I already paid that off, by the way. I had it for a few months, and I just ended up having them repo it, and I just had them sell it off, and then I just waited until it went off to collections. So then I basically just settled for a lower amount, and then I just paid it off from that. I just paid it off after they sent it off to collections. Because in this kind of situation, that's really your only option when it's like, ooh, they want thousands of dollars from you. So you just ignore it until collections starts pestering you. And then at that point, that's when you can negotiate a much lower price. And that's what I did. So that's basically when I paid it off. Because I did not want a brand new car. Oh, that's why I don't even know what was wrong with me. I wasn't even drunk that day. Like, how did I worked for like 8 different car dealerships over the years. I know how they work. That's why, and I wasn't even drunk. That's the part that was like making me like what was I thinking? What is wrong with me? How did I let them talk me into buying something like that I didn't want? I would never buy a brand new car. I don't know why I let them push me into doing that. Like, what? I just, still to this day, I am just like slapping myself like wake up. What were you thinking? I knew what I wanted, but I let them push me into buying something that I didn't want. And I just ended up ruining my credit for the next year and putting myself into more unnecessary debt with something I didn't want. Jeez. But the whole point is, I've owned electric cars before. I've had so many experiences with them and they're so amazing. But the reason why I didn't go back and get another electric car, I used one like I wanted. The reason why I didn't go back and get my electric car that I wanted is because I just don't feel like the time is right. Right now, I could probably get another 50,000 miles out of my van. Like, even with the transmission being total garbage, the transmission is horrible because the car that I have is notorious for having garbage transmissions. It's always the first thing to go out. Everywhere that I've heard, I hear the same thing, that the transmission on this kind of van, I believe they fixed it on the newer models, like the 2016 and the newer models of this van. They fixed it so the transmission is the same as any other reliable car. But it's just the older models. I have an older model, and those older models of my van have a horrible, unreliable transmission. So that's why my van works. It drives fine, but putting it into reverse is annoying. Like, every time I start it, I put it into reverse. It just sits in neutral for like 3 or 4 seconds before it finally goes into gear. And then, well, other than that, I can usually drive my van around all over town, and it's usually fine. Like, after like 30 or 40 miles of constant driving, sometimes when it's like shifting from like second gear to third and then fourth, like sometimes it'll like jump a little bit. So I try to I know when it's gonna shift gears, so I just take my foot off the pedal so it doesn't like jump. So it doesn't like jolt into the next gear, because sometimes it'll do that. It's not like a bad thing, but it's just something that's kind of noticeable. It kind of just jumps from one gear to the next after I get to third and fourth gear. Occasionally it'll just like jump a little bit. It's kind of jolty, but it only does that after I've already been driving like a good 30 miles or so. So from my experience over the past year of having the van, I feel like even though the transmission is in shitty condition, I could still get at least another 50,000 miles out of it before the transmission completely wrecks to the point of where I can't even drive it anymore. And at that point in time, I feel like I'm probably going to get another gas car. I'm probably going to get a little dinky 4-cylinder. The only other gas car that I could think of that I would want to get would be a Honda Fit. So I'd probably get like a 2011 or a 2012 or maybe a 2013. I don't know, probably a 2011 or 2012 Honda Fit, because it gets great gas mileage and it has the magic seats where you can put the seats completely flat down. It's quiet. I just feel this lovely Hawaiian breeze. But yeah, the reason why, if I wind up getting another gas car, the only one that I really want to get is a Honda Fit, because it's nice and small. It gets great gas mileage. It gets like nearly 40 miles to the gallon, at least on the freeway anyway. So great gas mileage. I'd be saving a ton just on gas. Cheaper, pretty cheap insurance, because it's a dinky little car. So it's not like it could do a whole lot of damage if I were to get into a car accident. Not that I've ever been in a car accident, but whole point is cheaper insurance, because it's a small little dinky car. It can't really do shit if I were to slam into something. And the magic seats, they go completely flat down, so I can fit anything in there. It's like a mini version of my van. Like, that's pretty much the best way to describe it. It's a miniature version of the van, because when you put those seats down, you can fit a mattress back in there. You can fit half a China back in that car. I'm not kidding. It is crazy how much space is in that little car. So yeah, gas mileage and tons of interior space in such a small car. Those are the biggest reasons why I would plan on getting it. But like, ideally, I would like to get a fully electric car. But the reason why I would get another gas-powered car, and then I would hopefully keep that car for at least several years. And then the next car that I would get after that, assuming I don't wreck that car, the car I would get after that would be an electric car, because I feel like at that point, that would be the best time for me to finally get an electric car. Because until the battery technology improves, and most importantly, Like, the biggest thing that I'm waiting for is for them to transition to fully electric. Like, until I can see charging stations at every major gas station, so where you can basically charge your electric car just as easily and conveniently as you could filling up gas, until it's on the same level of convenience as filling up a tank of gas, then I'm not going to get an electric car, because like, as much as I want one, it just doesn't seem practical right now. We're still transitioning towards just, you know, having electric cars everywhere. I see more and more electric cars every day, but for me personally, I just don't feel like it's quite ready yet. Like, yeah, sure, all these electric cars, like, they're all smart. They have the touch screens and like all this stuff built in. So like, it basically shows you a map of all of the charging stations within like 200 miles. So you can go to a charging station, and I think it's like, I don't know, I think it costs like maybe $2 or $3 to charge your electric car. That is ridiculous. There's no emissions either. So it's a lot cheaper. There's no gas, no oil, there's no maintenance whatsoever. Like, other than changing your tires and maybe your brake pads, like, I don't even think you'd have to change your brake pads on a fully electric car, especially if you live in the city where you're just constantly going and stopping, and you're using that regenerative braking where the motors are essentially stopping the car, and you don't even have to use the brakes. If you use regenerative braking, then you just wind up getting 10 times more battery in the long run, and you pretty much never have to use the brakes. So your brakes will last forever if you utilize that regenerative braking as much as possible. And if there's a setting to have it on the most aggressive setting, then do that. Because when I had that Chevy Bolt, that fully electric Chevy car, when I was driving through the city, like, it was impossible to get below 80% battery. Every time it would get down to like 77% battery, and I would have to stop at a red light because I was in the middle of the big part of the city, so I was just constantly stopping at a million red lights. And there's traffic everywhere, so I was just stopping and using regenerative braking, stopping like every 10 seconds. So every time it would go down to like 77% battery, it would go back up to like 81% battery. I was like, is this thing ever gonna die? I was just driving all over town with this thing. And it's like, every time I would stop at a red light, I would get like 1% battery back from regenerating the battery from braking. I was like, this is incredible. It's like, does it really matter? Does it really matter if there's tons of charging stations at the end of every corner like a gas station? You can charge your car in your garage. You can charge it like your phone. Like, if you just have the standard charger, you can just plug it into the outlet in your garage like you'd plug in your smartphone. Like, I know if you get the super fast charger where you can charge your car from dead to 80% in like an hour or a couple hours, I don't remember what the charging speeds are, but it's crazy fast, then yeah, I think it costs like several $100s to have, because you have to have someone come out and install the special charger into the wall and whatever, and then you can fully charge your car in a couple hours. I still don't really want to fully invest myself in an electric car until it gets to the point of where you can charge your car just as fast as you can charge your phone. Like, until I can charge my car from 0 to 80% in like 10 or 20 minutes, kind of similar to how you can charge some smartphones that fast, because you can charge most smartphones from 0 to 80% in like 20 minutes, especially with some of these phones that have 120 watt chargers. That is ridiculous. But you can charge some of those phones with 120 watt chargers from 0 to 80% in like around 20 minutes, I think. I don't remember exactly, but it's crazy quick. And keep in mind that they're still using lithium-ion batteries. That's why I can't wait to see until they start putting solid-state batteries or graphene batteries into these phones and eventually into these electric cars. Because if we can fully charge a lithium battery from 0 to 80% in like 25 minutes, I can't imagine if it was a solid state battery, because those can charge even quicker. They can have a higher capacity, they're thinner, they're more durable, they're a lot more resistant to heat and exploding, so they're just more practical over the long term in general. So I feel like if solid state batteries started becoming the norm, for at least for phones, I couldn't imagine like 120 watts charging a lithium battery powered phone in 25 minutes. Imagine if it was a solid state battery. It could charge from 0 to 80% in like 2 minutes. I'm not kidding. It's like, oh damn, my phone is about to die. I gotta go to work in a couple minutes. Just put your phone on the charger and go take a piss. And then grab your phone. Oh, it's already at 80%. Time to go to work. And then, get this, solid state batteries can give you several days of heavy usage on one charge. Like some of these, all these lithium ion batteries that have like big battery packs, like 4,000 or 5,000 milliamp hour batteries, these lithium ion batteries can easily last you the whole entire day on one charge. Sometimes they can last you a day and a half of consistent use on one charge. But that's why I'm looking forward to new battery technology. I've been keeping track of this kind of technology for the past couple of years, and I'm looking forward to the day. I'm looking forward to the day that we can finally start seeing smartphones that have solid state batteries. Because when that happens, that is going to be a game changer. Just imagine, like I said, charging a solid state battery powered phone from 0% to 80% in a couple minutes. A couple minutes. And that 80% of battery, using solid state battery, that 80% could last you like 3 to 5 days. That is out of this world. The future of technology is extremely bright and exciting. I can't wait to see the future of technology. These scientists are constantly hard at work developing all this new technology. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to try it out. I can't wait to get a new phone in the near future that utilizes solid state battery technology. I can't wait. It's so exciting. The worst is behind us. You know what I'm talking about when I say this. And the future is bright. The future of technology. Get this. All of the conventions, I believe CES, and a lot of other conventions, next year is going to be a fully in-person event. It's all going to be in person. Everything is going back to in person. I can't believe it. I didn't think I'd see the day. But all these big events, all these exciting tech events are finally going to be in-person events again. It's not going to be until next year, 2022, sure. But still, like hearing, like just hearing that these events are going to be an in-person event, I'm just like, wow, I can't believe this is finally happening. I can't believe this is finally happening. But yeah, this is why I'm so excited for the future. We went through some dark times, but we have fought back and we have got through these dark times, and we are continuing to be as strong and optimistic as possible. And we're not going to let the dark times stop us from seeing a bright future. A bright future of happiness and prosperity and technology and fun. And that is what we are doing. We are continuing to move forward. We're putting the negativity behind us. We are moving forward. We are moving forward better than ever. With all these new electric cars, the fully electric F-150 is incredible. I saw the president test driving the electric F-150 and he had a blast. He was racing that thing like crazy, and it went from 0 to 60 really quick. These electric cars are faster than a lot of sports cars, and it's all because of those hub motors. Instant torque. There's no gear shifting, there's no RPMs. You get that full power instantly. Instant power. Unlike with all these other cars, all these gas-powered cars where you gotta shift and you gotta wait for the RPMs to go up and then shift and then up. So it takes a few seconds to really get going and get that full power. But with electric cars, that's why I like these electric cars so much, because it's so futuristic. Like, this isn't like how electric cars used to be like several decades ago. These are an all new kind of electric cars utilizing this modern technology where they're basically putting all of the motors directly into the wheel. These new modern hub motors are what gives them this amazing torque and efficiency. But like I said, I feel like I'll be ready to get my electric car when they start transitioning all of these gas stations into charging stations, because right now it just isn't there, and I'm not sure if they can really combine gas stations with charging stations unless like they would have to most likely completely redo it. They'd have to remodel all of the gas stations if they were gonna kind of make it a hybrid of a gas station and a charging station, because right now whenever you go to a gas station, the gas pumps are always in the center of the parking lot. It's always the gas station is right here where you get gas for the car, and then over here is the convenience store. So they would have to remodel the whole entire gas station, because what I'm thinking is that electricity obviously can generate sparks. There's a potential that it could generate a little spark if you're plugging it in or taking it out of your car. If it's too close to any vapors from the gas station, it could potentially be a fire hazard. So that's why, I mean, this is all speculation. I don't know what they're gonna do. I'm just assuming based on common sense on trying to have a safe way to combine a gas station and a charging station. But basically they would have to remodel the whole thing to where one end of the gas station would have the gas pumps, and on the opposite end would have the charging stations. And basically they would look the same, except one would pump gas, the other would just be a plug that you plug into your car. But other than that, they would look pretty similar. You basically just drive your car up to whichever one that you're gonna use, and then you just take it off, you plug it in, or you put it in to get gas, whatever. But I feel like that's why they would have to remodel it if they're planning on having charging stations at all the gas stations. I would assume that that's how it's gonna be at some point in time, instead of just having all these separate gas stations and charging stations. Why do they have to have the charging stations separate from the gas stations? I don't get it. Like, other than the potential fire hazard, that's really the only thing I can come up with of why they wouldn't have a hybrid where it's a gas station and a charging station in one, and just have the gas pumps on one end and the charging pumps at the other end. Just have them both at opposite ends of the parking lot, just so they're far away from each other, so there's no chance of it sparking and starting a fire or something. But still, like, whenever they eventually do something like that, where these charging stations are just as common to find as a gas station, that is when I will get my electric car, and I'll be sure to make tons of videos on my electric car, even though I'm not sure if I'm still going to be active on this channel at that point in time, because this is going to be several years into the future. Like, keep in mind, folks, I'm talking several years into the future that they're probably going to start having as many charging stations as they have gas stations, and I don't even know what they're gonna be doing at that point. But that's just my general plan, is that I'm gonna keep my van until the transmission just completely breaks and I can't even use it anymore, and then I would probably just sell it off to a scrapyard for like $500. That's pretty much what I would do. So, assuming that I can make it all the way to my roommate's place, which is really far because I'm gonna be driving cross country. It's a really far drive, so I'm gonna be putting a lot of miles on it all at once. I'm hoping that it's not gonna screw up the transmission to the point of where I wouldn't be able to use it at all anymore, but I'll have to wait and see. I'm gonna be documenting every step of the way, so we'll see what happens. But assuming that I can make it that far without any major problems and the van will still work after I get there, I could still get like at least another 50,000 miles out of that car. 50,000 miles. I'm guessing that's how many more miles, 50,000 by the time the transmission breaks completely. And then, like I said, I'll scrap it at a junkyard for like $500. I'll just part it out, sell it to a junkyard. I'm not going to take any less than $500 for it. So I'll just keep looking around until I can find a scrapyard that'll give me at least $500 or $600 for it. And then after that, basically I would get a Honda Fit, like a 2011 or a 2012 or something. It'd probably be a 2011 or a 2012. I get my Honda Fit. I'd probably have that for several years, at least 2 or 3 years, assuming it's going to be reliable. I mean, both my roommates have Honda Fits. I think they have the 2nd gen or I don't remember. Their Honda Fit is a generation older than the Honda Fit that I would be planning on getting. But their Honda Fits, either way, have been more than reliable. I remember last time I visited my roommate a couple of years ago, and I ended up missing my plane, so I had to take the next plane that was like 6 hours later, so I just ended up falling asleep, and then finally I got there 6 hours later than I was supposed to. And unfortunately, I had to reschedule my flight, and I ended up going to a different airport that was like 3.5 hours away, and he ended up having to drive 3.5 hours out of the way to pick me up. So it was like 6 or 7 hours of extra driving, and his Honda Fit managed that no problem. Like 6 or 7 hours of a drive, no problem. So, from what I've seen, those cars are really reliable and they get really good gas mileage. That's why I would want to get that. And then I would have that for at least 2 or 3 years. And then after that, that would be when I would finally get my electric car. Now, what kind of electric car would I want to get? I don't know yet. I really don't know. It really just depends on what kind of deal I can get, because at the end of the day, I don't really care. Like, as far as like what brand I would want to get, like Honda, Nissan, Ford, honestly, I'm pretty open to whatever. Like, ultimately, my decision is going to be based on the price, and after I do a bunch of research and just basically find out which one is just basically the best to get overall, like which one has the best battery, like which gets a longer range. And then I guess after that, like, it's just the reliability, like whichever one can get the best battery, the longest range for the best price. And then from that point onward, it would just basically be like, which car do I like the best? Do I want a Ford electric car? Do I want a Chevy electric car? Do I want a Honda electric car? Because at that point in time, all of the car makers are going to have electric cars. There's going to be electric cars everywhere, because everyone is pushing hardcore to get more electric cars out, get more people driving electric cars. And like I said before, California is eventually going to basically not allow dealerships to sell brand new gas-powered cars anymore. So they're only going to allow dealerships to sell brand new electric cars. So if you want to get a gas car, your only option is to get a used one. So it's basically just going to be electric cars from here onward. Whenever they get to that point where they just outlaw gas-powered cars, then it's just going to be slowly electric cars from here onward. So personally, I'm not closed-minded when it comes to like brand. I really don't care. I just go based off of what's reliable, what's the best value, like what can I get for the cheapest that's reliable. That's really what I care about the most. But I suppose if I had to choose, if I were to get my electric car, which brand would I get? I'm probably stuck with either Ford or maybe Honda. Either Ford or Honda, I don't know. I like Ford because I've had Ford most of my life. I mean, I've driven like almost every major car brand that I can think of. I've owned a bunch of different car brands. I've owned Ford, I've owned Chevy, Honda, Suzuki. I've owned all kinds of different vehicle brands. But I've had Ford the longest, and for some reason I like Ford. Like if I had to choose, I would probably just go with Ford. But at the end of the day, I'm really not picky. I don't care. I'm just saying, like, if I had to choose a particular electric car, which brand of electric car would I get? I would just, if I had to choose, I'd go with Ford. So, what electric? So basically, if I'm gonna get a Ford electric car, right now, I mean, they're eventually gonna have like mostly electric cars in like a few years from now. But right as of now, I think the only electric options with Ford would be the electric Ford Focus. I think that's an alright electric car. I've driven the gas Ford Focus, and that's a pretty nice car. I drove the Ford Focuses back at one of my old jobs when I had to drive all over town. It was a company car, so they all had Ford Focuses. I think it was like a 2013 or a 2016. I think the model was somewhere between 2013 and 2017. I don't remember. It was some year like that. They looked nice and modern, nice cars. It was pretty reliable. They had tons of miles because it was a company car, so we had to drive them all over town every day. So they ended up having like 100,000 miles on it, like within a couple months, because of how much that we were having to drive them around all the time. So yeah, they racked up a lot of miles, like 110,000 miles in a few months on a lot of these cars, and they still drove flawlessly after all of that abuse, all of that driving so quickly. So it just goes to show that they are reliable cars. Ford does make reliable cars. As long as you do the basic maintenance, you change and check the oil and all the other crap. Just do basic shit. You can easily get several 100,000 miles out of it. But yeah, it's basically, as far as electric Ford cars go, it's the Ford Focus electric, and now it's the electric F-150. Those are the only electric Ford cars that I know of. As far as Honda goes, I don't really know which electric cars Honda has. I know with Nissan, they have the Nissan Leaf. And then I don't know if they have any other electric cars. And then with Volkswagen, I know they have one or two electric cars. I think Volkswagen is going fully electric. Like, they're only going to make electric cars. I gotta look up on that again. I heard them talking about Volkswagen going fully electric, so they only will have electric cars. I'm not sure if they have hybrids or if it's just fully electric. I gotta look that up again. I'm curious now, damn it. I'm gonna look it up right now. Too lazy to type. Volkswagen, fully electric. They have an electric SUV. Let me try something else. Volkswagen goes all electric. Yeah, I'm using a phone to record myself while I'm using another phone to look something else. Volkswagen has a fully electric SUV. They have a bunch of other electric cars. Volkswagen targets fully autonomous electric taxi vans by 2025. Damn, that's only like another 3 years. Can you imagine the possibility, only 3 years from now, we're going to see fully electric cars all over the place, fully autonomous cars. You're going to call an Uber or a taxi or something, and it's just going to be this completely silent car rolling up, and there's not going to be anyone in the car. You're just going to be standing here, like I'm just going to be standing here like this, making a stupid video, and then I'm going to look behind me and I'm like, holy shit, where did that car come from? Because it's electric. These cars are like completely silent. Like you can barely even hear the damn tires go, like moving on the street. So like I'll just look behind me and it's like, oh, there's a car behind me. Oh, my taxi's here. So I get into the taxi and there's no one in the car. And then some people are wondering, how do people like pay for the fare? I mean, what's stopping the people from like stealing the car or whatever? Well, basically because it'll work the same way that Uber and Lyft works, where you got to give them all of your information, tell them who you are and all this. You got to put some payment information in, and you got to basically pay for the fare before it even gets here. So when the taxi rolls up to pick you up, well, you already paid for the fare. And then as far as like stealing the car goes, well, obviously, like just about every car, every company car, especially electric cars, they all have GPS. They're all constantly being tracked and monitored. There's cameras all over the car, obviously, just for this, because there's sensors all over the car. It has to see where it's going. So obviously there's going to be cameras all over the car too, so it's going to be constantly recording your face. People are probably going to be watching you the whole time. So if you try something stupid, then the car is probably just going to shut off and it's going to be completely unresponsive, because I would assume that there would be like a home base where they have like the big red button or something where like people can control the car. So like if someone's trying to steal it or whatever, they can look at whoever's messing with the car through the cameras, and then they can just completely shut off the car from wherever these people are at. It's like, I'm not really worried about that. Let me look up something else. I'm not really getting an answer here. Car companies that are going fully electric. Ooh, I've been standing here for like 2 hours already. These car companies are going all electric. Green matters. Let's see. This was in March. So, yeah, end of March. This was like a month and a half ago. All right. I'm going to read this. I'm going to read this to you folks. It would be every eco-enthusiasm's dream to come true. Okay. Several major car companies have pledged to transition to 100% electric energy within the next few years. Here are the car companies that plan to go all electric. General Motors, all electric by 2035. That's very ambitious. Volvo, all electric by 2030. That's even more ambitious. Swedish car brand, Volvo, Sweden. Uber, 0 emissions by 2040. Why can't they do that now? Unless they're talking about like 0 emissions, like in general, not just with vehicles. Because like they could be using fully electric vehicles for their Uber fares right now. FedEx, carbon neutral by 2040. Whatever. Jaguar, all electric by 2025. Jaguar is like ahead of the game, damn. That's only like another 3 years from now. Jaguar is going to be fully electric in the next 3 years. That is amazing. Ford, carbon neutral by 2050. UPS, fuel efficient or electric vehicles by 2023. Got another year and a half for that. Whatever. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of car companies that are going to go fully electric in the next few years. Possibly in the next 2 or 3 years. But apparently GM is one of the first major United States automaker to pledge to go 100% electric in the next few years. Longtime car fan Biden lives his electric dreams. Lamborghini to sell only plug-in hybrids by the end of 2024. Hybrids are so weak though. Like personally, I don't think there's anything in between. Like for me, I have never liked hybrids. I would either go fully gas or fully electric. Hybrids are somewhere in the middle, and the thing that I don't like about them is that there is no power. Like, I don't like hybrids. It's one or the other. Besides, isn't Lamborghini one of those super luxurious sports car brands or something? Like, they're gonna make a hybrid sports car? That just doesn't make sense, but whatever. They're selling only plug-in hybrids by 2024, and they're gonna go fully electric next. So it would make sense if you're gonna get a Lamborghini just to get a Lamborghini whenever they go fully electric. I can't imagine getting a hybrid super sport car. That doesn't make any sense. Lotus to go all electric with 4 new platforms and an SUV. Honda will go electric and fuel cell only by 2040. It's a long time. Electrify everything. Well, you get the point. This video is long enough. You get the point. We are slowly but surely trying to transition to a all-electric future. All of these car companies are already on board. They're already in the transition to go electric because just about every major car company, they already have electric cars. But in the near future, it's going to get to the point of where they're not going to be making gas cars anymore. It's going to be all electric, so you're not going to be able to buy brand new gas cars anymore. You're only going to be able to get used gas cars, and then it's going to get to a certain point in time where you're not going to be able to have gas-powered cars anymore either. They're just going to outlaw them completely. That's not going to happen anytime soon, but right now, pretty soon, you're not going to be able to buy brand new gas-powered cars anymore. Your only option is going to be fully electric or maybe a hybrid. But anyway, this has been the longest, busiest video I have made so far. So, stay tuned for more busy videos. I've been really busy trying to make all these busy videos. I've just been so busy with these busy videos, like seriously. And I am going to continue to make busy videos. I'm going to make at least one busy video every day because that's how busy I am. So I'm going to keep making busy videos every day. At least one video a day. That is my promise. I am really busy. But I want to make more videos like this. Like real videos. Like long videos like this where I'm just basically talking my ass off until my throat goes numb. Or videos where I put actual editing and effort into it. Like a real video. Not just a stupid clip of me saying I'm busy, and then that's basically the end of the video. I want to make real videos, folks, and I am going to start doing that. I'm going to make more and more busy videos, and I'm going to make much longer videos for your viewing pleasure. So be sure to stay tuned for all of these busy videos, because I have many plans to make many more busy videos. So stay tuned for more busy videos. See you, folks.